Are you always coming up with ideas? Do you marvel at successful business owners? Do you hate being told what to do? Ever take things apart just to see how they work? Are you a dreamer? If you've answered yes to any of these questions, this podcast is for you. Welcome to the Entrepreneurial Enclave with Kevin Wortham, the podcast that focuses on building, maintaining, pivoting, planning, and investing in you, the entrepreneur. But first, a word from our sponsor.
Pro Tapes and Specialties is the world leader in tape manufacturing and specialty conversion with over 40 years of experience. In addition to our pro brand of high-quality specialty adhesive tapes, we provide contract converting services that help improve your profitability, streamline your supply chain, and reduce inventory cost. We offer the most complete range of converting capabilities in the industry, such as cloth tape, double-coated tape, specialty tape, paper tape, masking tape,
vinyl tape, carton sealing tape, adhesive transfer tape, duct tape, foam tape, electrical tape, filament tape, foil tape, reflective tape.
And the tape just keeps on rolling. Visit us online today at www.protapes.com or call us at 800-345-0234. Pro Tapes, it's just how we roll.
Welcome to another fantastic episode of the Entrepreneurial Enclave, Life's Coming Attraction. Wow, I am your host, Kevin Wortham. Listen, this is the first time I've got two young guys, two brothers, and I don't mean brothers that they know each other like they're in the womb kind of brother, but they're brothers because we're all from the root. But got two brothers who are interested. They are actually enrolled in medical school now, so I'm bringing them to the platform early so that once they start their own career, you can say, I heard those brothers first. Brothers, welcome to the platform. How are you doing? So give me your names one more time and we'll jump into the conversation.
Yeah, no problem. So my name's Isaiah Hughes, and my name is Amonte Simmons.
Gentlemen, welcome. And so how do you guys come to the platform? Which high school were you in?
So high school I went to, so I'm from New Jersey. I'm from Willingboro High School.
Yes.
That's where I was born in Trenton, but moved to Willingboro real early, so I'm from Willingboro.
Okay.
And I'm originally from Paterson, New Jersey, up north.
Yes.
I recently moved down to Willingboro about a year ago.
Okay. So when we were doing our brief prepping, you guys know what marginalized communities look like, right?
Yeah, definitely.
How did you guys succeed and not get caught up in the fray?
So I'll say for me, one of the ways I didn't get caught up in the fray, a big thing was sports. So I played football, I ran track. So between school and doing sports, I didn't have too much time to do much foolishness.
Yes.
And my mom was the teacher too. So she made sure, yeah. Okay. And she worked in the Willingboro district, so she knew all the teachers. So there was no way I could mess up any way like that.
Got you. And then now who was that was just speaking?
Isaiah.
Okay. And so Amonte, now what's your story?
Honestly, kind of similar. I think early on for me, I had these big hoop dreams. So the goal was, okay, I'm getting to the league and I'm not letting anything get in my way. And so that kind of is what kept me out of trouble. You know, I had some like hard-nosed coaches who were serious about discipline and kind of instill those early values in me. So I think sports and just keeping busy, honestly, and having a good support system at home kind of kept me on the straight and narrow and not getting swayed. Because me and Isaiah, we're both the oldest of our two younger siblings, so we didn't really have like a big brother or nothing like that to kind of guide us or put us in our place. So for me, sports definitely.
Yeah, but understand. I mean, the sports thing is good, but academically, you guys have to be at such a high level for a school to even want to consider you, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because I mean, I played sports, but I don't think I was going to medical school. So I'm saying the sports was a help, but you still had to have like this internal desire that your books had to be almost impeccable, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So again, for me, it was again the initial was my mom.
Yes.
She made sure that, so during summers we would have like mommy camp. That's what she would call it.
Okay.
And we would she would teach us stuff, make us keep us fresh. So like I guess that part of like education was already like always instilled in me. In high school, I was in honors classes from honestly all of high school, and even I think 8th grade. That's when I started honors classes.
Yes.
I was like top of my class, and I feel like that all like the motivation behind that kind of came from like I would say just trying to be the best I could be.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I would say that.
Got you. Okay. Now my next question, and anyone, either one of you guys can answer this question or both. When did it kick in that, man, I'd like to become a doctor. I'd like to go to medical school. When did that kick in? When did that thought kick in?
This is Amonte speaking. I think for me, the thought of medicine kind of kicked in probably my senior year of high school.
Yes.
I had a dear friend of mine pass away from gun violence, and prior to that point, like I said, it was all NBA hoop dreams, and the friend who passed, he was kind of a big role model in my community. And so after that moment, it kind of shifted my lens a little bit and made me start to think about, okay, what else is out there? How can I have a larger impact on my community than just having these hoop dreams trying to get to the NBA? And so I think once I started to look at my community, kind of reflect on the barriers and the challenges that were there,
yes.
I knew I wanted to be a part of that change.
Yes.
And so for me, medicine was that answer.
Okay. Isaiah?
Yeah, so I found out specifically I wanted to be a doctor a little bit later. I didn't figure out till my freshman year of college.
Okay.
Before that, I wanted to do physical therapy. So in the medicine realm, but still not like necessarily like a physician. But it started with just my love of like helping people. So it started with my grandmother. She would go to physical therapy, and me staying with her sometimes. Like I would see like, oh, that really made her feel better. So that's really what started to get me into physical therapy. And then again, my love for sports. But then in college, I did a program actually at Cooper, the medical school we go to, and it was for underrepresented students trying to pursue there was 3 phases to it, but the first phase was more so geared towards underrepresented students trying to get into medical, like the medical field, like
yes.
or pre-health, dental, PT, anything like that. So I originally just did it just to have something on my application for PT school, but then I realized and that's that's when I first met Monte. I had seen like so many people that look like me, and that's really when it clicked. I was like, all right, like physical therapy is a great profession, but I felt like I could like get to a higher potential and have like a bigger impact in my community by being a physician, because there's not many Black physicians, and I've never even seen a Black physician up until my involvement with that program.
Wow.
From an underrepresented place, so you would think you would see more underrepresented like doctors, but I had never seen one before up until then.
But I mean, what made you choose Cooper's though?
So a little bit because of that program. So
okay.
program.
Were there other programs? Were there other programs close in that vicinity that you were looking for, like at CHOPS, University of Pennsylvania? I mean, Penn. Were there any other programs that were similar that you were looking at?
Honestly, I think, like I said, we voted the same program, and really that was another thing that we kind of noticed was that there weren't many pipeline programs, at least like advertising it to
yes.
underrepresented people in medicine. Like, you would think that with the lack of Black physicians and minority physicians that, they'll be knocking at our door and they'll all be there. But really, at least from my point of view, POST was something that I came up on at college, and the EOF office just like offered it up. And that was the only program really that they had talked about. And so it was kind of like, okay, like Isaiah said, this is an opportunity to try and see what the medical field is about. And that's really how it drove us, I think, to Cooper.
Wow.
And for me, I went to Rowan University. So Cooper is like the sister medical school of Rowan. So I was a part of a club called MAPS, Minority Association of Pre-Medical Students
Yes.
at Rowan. And that's where, again, the post program that we did was advertised. And so that's how I became familiar with it. So at the time, I wasn't really like searching or like looking out for programs, but that program happened to like be advertised to me. And I was like, oh, that sounds like a great opportunity.
Now, how long is the program that you guys are in?
So the post program, the summer program that we did?
No, the program that you're currently in now.
Oh, yeah. So medical school is 4 years.
Okay.
So we are in our first year. We started in about August of this past year. And after medical school of 4 years, we'll be going into residencies. And residency depends on like what residency you want to go into.
Yeah. Okay. And so the residency is usually what, 2-3 years?
So it depends. It very much depends. So if you do something primary care, not surgical, about 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
But start to look at surgical profession, you're starting to look upwards of 5 to 6 years.
Okay. And so which specialty do you guys want to concentrate on or in?
I think for me, mostly primary care, internal medicine.
Okay. So when you say primary, you mean like a general practitioner, a general physician?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of practitioner. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And then for me, I want to do orthopedic surgery. So I'll be in residency for a little bit longer.
Okay. And so I guess you both want to do that and then come out and work with another group or start your own practice?
It would be great to start, I think, at least for me, like doing general practice, have our own practice. But at least from what I've been learning, there's so much that goes into it, business wise and money wise. So I think that's the goal, at least for me, sometime down the line. But more recently, it might be joining a group, I think, for me.
Well, I need you guys to do me 2 favors, right?
Right.
When you start this business, right? I need you to start 2 companies.
Okay.
One, just to go ahead and make that money, right? And then another one is where it's a not-for-profit practice where you can come back into these marginalized communities and give them 100% top-tier service that we just don't get because we just can't afford it. But that's where the not-for-profit comes in, because you can say, listen, this would be, I'm just making this up. For this full-blown exam, this would be $300, but because of this program, you pay me $25, and the rest is financed because I'm raising funds. We need something like that, right? We need something like that. And then the other thing too, and I'm just saying this because I'm selfish. My father had fantastic insurance, and he was part of a program called VIP, right? And the guy actually scaled down his office work, or I guess his practice, right? So he only had 500 people in his practice, but he offered 24 hours service where he would actually come to your house. Old school, remember that? Where they would come to your house. We also need that too, because a lot of times with seniors, right? It's difficult for seniors that are in their homes or in their living apartments to get out to come to these doctors, to make these doctor's appointments. What would it look like if your business was structured like that as well? Where, people would pay more for that. The regular insurance would still pick it up, but you now would go to their homes, come to their homes. And listen, I love that, Now, my father's passed away about 6 years now, but he was a part of that program. And man, so anytime Daddy was having a bad day and I couldn't get Daddy, ready fast enough to go to his appointment, I just called the doctor and says, listen, can I have him come in the same time slot that he was supposed to be in your office? Can you come to the house? And the doctor would say, sure. And I'm like, man, this is all right. You can't beat this. This is all right, right? And particularly if my father had to do no testing, it was just a regular physical. But if he had to do any blood work, he would do part. I'll come in to visit him at the house, and then we reschedule another time. We come and do his all his testing in the office, like collect blood and stuff like that. But it was fantastic. And I'm saying it's all about money. So if you could scale your program or practice to be a combination of the two, man, you guys would be fantastic. That'd be all right. And so now, where are you looking to house your first offices? In the New Jersey area?
I'm not sure exactly like state-wise. But I definitely know I want to work in marginalized communities. Because again, that's where, and again, growing up in like Willingboro, and again, never seeing like Black doctors. So
Yes.
I really want to work in a Black community. So I might go back to Willingboro, but just anywhere where I feel like I'm giving back to people that look like me, and I can feel they'll feel more comfortable coming to me, and I can use my experiences and my just being me, to be a better physician for my patients.
Now, this is your first year. What are the studies like? I mean, how much time are you actually studying per day?
So I mean, we could no, but seriously though, I think it comes in waves.
Okay.
There are certain periods during studies where it's like, okay, this isn't too bad. I got a lot more free time than people may think. But then there are months like now where me and Isaiah might be studying 8 to 10, like all throughout the day. It still have a lot more to go.
Wow.
Yeah, so it comes in waves, but it's definitely a workload.
Gotcha.
Yeah, everything's split up by blocks. So like this current block that we're in is called infectious disease. So anything that can make you sick, we got to know about. You make up some random letters in a virus, it's probably something we got to know about. So
wow.
It's those waves that Amonte is talking about. Like it's just so much to know, and then like we kind of have to know it all. But there's certain other blocks where there was a previous block that we had that was more so about the biopsychosocial aspect of medicine, addiction, sleep patterns, and stuff like that. And that wasn't as like science heavy, so that was a little bit more of a lighter block.
And so when do you guys go to the lab and do like the hands-on part, like the stuff like that?
So the way our school is structured, we actually have not been to the cadaver lab yet.
Okay.
We will start with cadavers and dissections and hands-on stuff when we start our skin musculoskeletal system, and that will be in April. That's when we start that. So that's when we'll be like have our first time like hands-on cutting, dissecting, all that.
And that's in about 6 weeks, right?
It's coming up.
You guys ready for that?
I think I am, again, because I want to do orthopedic surgery. So
we don't got no choice.
but I mean, are you what? So I mean, you okay grabbing the body and cutting it and all that stuff like that, and knowing all the muscles and what?
Yeah. I mean, so me personally, again, being in orthopedic surgery, and orthopedic surgery is one of the more competitive specialties.
Yes.
So I've already like scrubbed into some orthopedic surgeries, helped out, drilling, suturing, all that. So I've gotten, I don't want to say used to it because I don't know how used you can get to cutting into somebody's body, but I've had an experience,
Nah, me, I don't think I've had that experience. I don't think I've had that. Internal medicine is more so like the thinking side, not too many procedures, and that's what I'm used to. And I think so it's definitely gonna be a learning curve, I think, for me having to go through that.
So you're not gonna open up the cadaver bag and pass out, are you, from the formaldehyde? Are you? Man, I remember when I was in high school, right? I was up until that point scared to death of earthworms, right? And got into that lab, and man, they opened up that little package that had the earthworm in it, smell like formaldehyde. Man, I went to cutting and dissecting and pulling things back and pinning it. Man, when I got back home to my personal backyard, man, those night crawlers and grasshoppers and frogs, watch out, because I was coming for you now.
A bad day for him.
Yeah, sad day. I wasn't afraid to go fishing now because I'm deep. But listen, I am so excited. I'm so proud of you guys. Now, let me ask this personal question, right?
Mm-hmm.
While you're in school, do you feel a sense of now giving back to the community, that you have to start early to give back to the community so that the community can cheer you on as you go through this process?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say that's definitely something that me and Isaiah are both kind of are really passionate about and try to,
Yes.
I think, every day in. Not only do we have hours of the podcast that we talk about, but even today we just went back to a high school and gave a presentation on on neurology and the brain and things like that. And to be in front of minority kids and underrepresented kids and see them and curious and ask questions and kind of spark that interest in medicine and science, I think is great and what satisfies us. So that's something that we try to keep an eye focused, with everything that we do.
You know what you guys should do? You guys, I don't know, like a GoPro, right? Get a GoPro camera, right?
Yeah.
And attach that to your head. And so, no, listen. So as you're going through class, the community can see you, right? And then put that on your YouTube channel.
That would be dope.
Because
right. Yeah.
And that could create another revenue stream for you guys. Because I'm trying to tell you, man, just the fact that you guys are in school studying something this hard, we may not encourage other folks to be doctors, but we would encourage other folks from marginalized communities to think seriously about their craft and think seriously about being passionate about something, right? You could be saving lives, right? And we could be, going through this journey with you. Just a 15-second sneak peek, 30-second sneak peek, as you're going through your day. Like I'm having coffee because I've been up for 12 hours studying. What? Or I'm hitting the gym because I've got to study for 6 hours tonight. What? So here I am, me and my partner in the cohorts. We're having pizza because we're studying on the neck muscle. I'm just making up stuff. People want to see that because they're going to almost feel like I'm in this journey with those brothers together, right? And so when you stand on the stage and say, turn your tassels now, Dr. So-and-so, Dr. So-and-so, the people who've been following you on YouTube, they're going to say, yeah, I'm turning my tassel too, because we feel like we are a part of the celebration. Just something to consider, man, because here's the other thing. I'm going to be full disclosure and apologize for my language. I'm trying to get my numbers up on my platform, right? I've got great engagement, right? Trust me, I got great engagement. But if I'm not shaking my ass, right, I may, what I'm saying? I get I may get 200, 300 people, right? But let me shake my ass, I got 30,000 people. And it's no real content to that, right? And I'm saying for you guys, let's put it out there, like brothers being about brother business, being about the community, being doctors, right? And then write books. Remember the brothers from their name escapes me right now. The Pack. Remember the Pack? Have you ever read that book? Yeah. So I took my students when they were just becoming popular. They wrote this book. They were all from Newark, and they all made this pact that they would all become doctors. One became a dentist. Two became MDs. Well, right. But I'm saying they were doing this prior to social media becoming real big. But now you guys could do this, right? And do this now while you're going to school. So for the next 8 years, we are following you, right?
Yeah.
Think about it. And if there's any way that I can help, man, I would love to do that, man. Or send me the footage. I'll put it on my platform too, because this is, man, I'm excited. I'm excited because first of all, we want to give a shout out to Miss Jennifer Jones Hamilton over at Isles, right? She was so excited to share with me your information. That's why I texted you that evening, or I emailed you that evening and said, I got to get you guys on the platform, because I know that with her students, if you can make a difference in their lives, then I know you can change anybody's life, because when I spoke to them, one of the things I had said to them was hope and opportunity. If I can create hope, then I can also share with you how you go about getting opportunities. Because right now, these guys are like marginalized. They feel like they're hopeless. And so if they're hopeless, they feel like there's no opportunity. But to see young guys that, particularly coming from Paterson, coming from Trenton, then moving down to Willingboro, all marginalized communities now, they feel like, I've got a role model. I've got someone that I can look at. I've got a positive image, right? When you are doing your workshops, when you're doing your school presentations, what are some of the things that you talk about with the young folks?
So again, we actually literally just came from a talk where we were talking about like the brain. There was the program that the kids are in. They're going to go see a brain surgery, and they're high schoolers. We've also done little speaking events at for the summer program that we did called Post. They had annual reunion. And we talked to some of the alumni, like, again, and this program has been going on for a few years. So it has a good following of people that have been through the program that are now attending, residents, still some undergrads. So we got to talk to them again about our journey, about mentors and stuff like that. Again, just hoping to garnish that love and passion for helping their community.
Yeah. And I think one of the things that me and Isaiah always say, I think coming from urban communities, you often don't believe you can be something until you see it, you know, and so that's something that we try to do and get out there and preach, I think, to the youth. This idea of it is possible, like, you know, we're in it right now, and all it takes is a little discipline, a little focus, being that role model is trying to encourage those to, you know, be bold and be brave with whatever they want to do.
And you guys support each other, so you guys are actually roommates too, right?
Yeah.
And so how did that come about, you guys becoming roommates?
So full transparency, like Isaiah said, we met in Post. It was like 4 years ago.
Yes.
So we've known for a while. But we're the only two Black men in our class, specifically in our class. And so for us, it was kind of like a no-brainer. Like, we studied for the MCAT together. The MCAT is a test you have to take to get into medical school. And so over that, we kind of connected and bonded. And so from there, you know, we've been side by side through this journey, and it kind of just made sense. But
and so why do you think that you guys are the only two?
There's a lot of factors. Like, one, there's this societal, like, systemic things. Black men aren't really pushed towards, like, medicine. It's always rapid sports, you know, stuff like that. And again, those things have their place, but not everybody's going to do that. So a lot of people aren't, and again, especially Black men, Black people aren't pushed towards, like, professions like this.
Yes. Now, well, I'm sorry. Let me ask this question, then I'll let you go. Now, in your studies, in your classroom experiences, right now, are there Black doctors that you are being exposed to or you're learning from?
So when you say learning from, you mean like professor? Okay.
Yeah, professors, yes.
Yeah. So there is one Black professor specifically, and he's like, as far as like the pharmacology, and so that's the only professor kind of Black individual there at Cooper. There are other
like faculty members
who are Black and who are really integral to our support there at the medical school and help encourage us. But as far as only one to our knowledge.
Yeah, that's so far at least.
Yeah.
Okay, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Wow. And so, I mean, first of all, my head is exploding just imagining all the stuff that you have to think about, because, you know, my mother, I take care of my mother. And sometimes I'm looking at her prescription. I'm like, I can't even pronounce these words. My tongue just won't move around that way to pronounce these words. And for you to know what they do and when to give it and what dosage and if it's going to be a contradiction to something else, like, that's all, brother. I'm cheering for you. Woohoo! That's all right. I am cheering for you, brothers. Man, this is all right. Listen, we're going to take a break for 2 seconds. I am so excited for you guys, man. Wow, this is powerful. I am so excited. Listen, I am jumping on the doctor's bandwagon. And we got 7-8 years to ride this bandwagon together. I am excited, brothers. Oh my God, this is exciting, man. Thank you. Okay, talk to me. I'm yours. Let's go. Let's keep going. So now, in the course of a day, do you ever get down on yourself? Do you ever say like, bruh, I can't make this? Does that ever come into play?
I'll say sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes again, and it does come down to like the sheer amount of stuff that we have. And again, for me, both my parents went to college, but none of my parents had went to medical school. I don't know. I don't have any family ties to medicine.
Yes.
So like we're like that support system. So, and I'm going through, I don't know, learning about this virus, and I can't wrap my head around it. It's like, all right, like, what am I doing? So, and then when it's times like that, I'll either reach out to Monte, it's just simple as knocking on the door, or reach out to one of, again, the faculty members that we had mentioned. And then it's, again, starting to come to the realization of, all right, like, I know it's hard, but I belong here. Yes. And the thing I'm doing now is to help people, help my community in the future. And that thought alone kind of like drives me, all right, like, let's keep it pushing.
Yes. Got you.
Yeah, I would echo the exact same thing. I think, especially as the only two black men in our class, a lot of the times there's this idea of imposter syndrome, where it's like, okay, maybe I don't belong here because I'm the only one that looks like me in this room. And you don't know where studies, like as they was talking about, as far as I don't want all these infectious diseases. It definitely gets discouraging. I think for me, like I have an Isaiah here with me. My faith keeps me grounded and encouraged. And yeah, having that mantra, I belong here. I got accepted for a reason. And there's no difference between me and the next man in my class, except our God-given ability. So I think that's what keeps me going.
Okay, no, that's well spoken. But I mean, and this is a stupid question. Right here. If you had to do something different, what would it be, or this is all that you wanted to do?
As far as career-wise?
Career-wise, yes.
I mean, I think this probably, at this point, I think this is what I want to do. Again, I said before, initially I wanted to do physical therapy, but I feel like this is where my best calling is. Like, again, God-given ability, calling, like, I feel like this is it. It's this or nothing. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. And speaking of the God calling, how much does your faith play into where you guys are right now?
I would say a lot. Like the entire thing. I mean, I think when you think about how hard it is to get here, yes, and the barriers you have to overcome, and it's not just luck. You know what I mean? Absolutely. I think line up in the right way. And I always tell my younger siblings this too, like, medicine is definitely difficult. And if there's anything else that makes you happy, you know what I mean, besides doing that, then go ahead and pursue it. But I think for us, medicine was the only thing that really fulfilled us and checked all those boxes as far as the impact that we could have. And so, yeah.
Wow.
And I feel like again, my church was a big support system. So, my dad being a deacon and like people praying over me. Again, even before a test, quick prayer, hopefully I remember everything.
Yeah.
And again, just knowing that this path that was set for me is for a reason. Like, everything I'm doing is for a reason. I don't got to stress about nothing, because whatever I'm stressing about, God already took care of. You know what I mean?
Yes. And the funny thing, I'm thinking like, man, sometimes I have trouble remembering my own phone number. You guys are remembering formulas. Like that's a blessing in and of itself. That's all right. Now, so when you're in the community, how do they respond to you when you tell them that you're in medical school?
Oh, it's almost like, oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you. It's a lot of like a lot of moral support. I feel like
Excellent.
Anytime I go back and tell family, friends, they're always so supportive with their words and like anything that I might need, and like words of affirmation. I feel like that's always well received in our community again, because you don't see many black people, black men in medicine, so it's kind of like a rarity. So when they see it, it's like, let me help push them.
Yeah.
I feel like
so you guys being at the forefront, you've got to normalize seeing black boys, black men as doctors, right?
Oh yeah, we're definitely trying to get more.
Yeah. Now, when you guys are out in public, let's say you've had a good night of studying, and you just want to go and blow off steam, and you're out in the community, do you see where there could be social and racial injustices?
I think I would say that as far as social and racial injustice,
yes.
I think that's very much still prevalent, and I think it's a long way before that's not there.
Okay.
As far as us personally, when we're out just trying to have a good time, I don't know, for the most part, if we've experienced anything, especially at our school, where it's like, okay, we were done wrong in a certain way. I think they're really well at making sure that we feel supported as the only two black men. But I will say there are other schools who aren't as fortunate to have that experience. When we're blessed to have it.
Okay, because I guess the question is, like, when you guys go out away from campus, do they know that you're doctors? I mean, you've got your ID, but there's no way for them to tell that you are a doctor. So if you're in the wrong place, they could judge you like the rest of the community, right?
Oh yeah, true. And that's something that me and Monte have talked about. Like, even if we was to get stopped by the police, tomorrow, is the police still just going to see this black man in front of them, but not really just see me? And again, I'm more than, my facade or like what I look like to a certain person. Like,
yes.
There's more intrinsic things to me. And again, it does, like, nobody, unless we're carrying around our badge at all times, again, people are going to perceive you as they see you.
Yes.
But again, there is a certain way that you're supposed to carry yourself. Again, we can't go out acting a fool, because that can jeopardize a lot of things. One, our self-image. Two, our academics. So I would say the way that we carry ourselves definitely can portray that we have like I don't want to call it a higher calling, but
yes.
You know what I mean? Something to work for.
Yes, I understand. Wow. Okay. Anything else we missed, I missed, you missed, that we want to talk about?
I mean, I think our biggest message is always just, again, to those coming up in college and high school, be bold with whatever you want to do. If there's not many like you in that situation, be the first, and then reach out to those around you, and that it is possible. I think that's always our message.
Okay. Now, have you guys been to any conferences where you've met other brothers and sisters from other medical schools around the country?
Yeah. So for medical school, there's actually a club, national organization, and each kind of medical school has their own own chapter. So it's called SNMA, so Student National Medical Association, and it's more so like a club for underrepresented and predominantly Black people in medicine and medical school. So for which I'm the president for our chapter, and Amonte is the community service and MAPS liaison.
Awesome!
And
congratulations. Wait, hey. How you guys do that and the study? You got like you don't have enough time. That's all right.
There's a lot of stuff that we got to make time for. A lot of stuff that we're involved in, but that's something new. We just kind of got into our goals probably about 2-3 weeks ago at this point. So there's still events that we're trying to plan, big things that we're trying to have for our medical school, the underrepresented people in our medical school, even the pre-meds that have affiliations with Cooper, surrounding communities, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But to answer your question, so SNMA, each kind of school has their own chapter, and we're in Camden, and so we're just right across the bridge from Philly. So there's a lot of medical schools in Philly, and they have this regional conference of all the SNMA chapters called RMEC. And Philly just had their RMEC probably about a week ago.
Okay.
And we were out there and we were able to collaborate and meet up and fellowship with some fellow medical students, got to do some workshops hosted by Black physicians, see some panels with upperclassmen all in our position. So it was a really good time.
Awesome. And where was that done? In Philly?
Yeah, at Temple Medical School.
Okay.
And then the national conference called AMEC. Again, that one is a collaboration of all the SNMA chapters across the country, and that one's in April.
Are you guys going?
We want to go, but that kind of falls around a test that we have.
Okay.
So we're still debating about that one.
And where's that one going to be held?
That was going to be in Hartford, Connecticut, up in I think Yale, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Wow. All right. Understand. Studies come first. But this is fantastic information, man. And so some of the things that you guys are discussing is, going back to your communities, starting the business, doing the team. What are some of the other panel discussions that you're having?
Between ourselves?
No. When you go to the regional, when you went to the regional conference.
Certain things as far as like test prep. So for medical professional, testing never ends. There's always board tests, other exams that you have, like national and exams, stuff like that. There's financial, so how to deal with financial aid, how to get loans, scholarships, how to deal with your money when you become a attendant. Sometimes when you come from nothing and then get a whole lot of something, you don't know how to deal with it.
Yeah.
Again, and just the networking, the community service is a big thing at a lot of those conferences and talks. Anything else?
I think that's the biggest thing. And then just there's also like the biopsychosocial aspect of it, just trying to encourage us and how to deal with that lack of confidence that makes people, how to reach out and find support from others, and so that's always a big help.
Do you guys have a Facebook page, for these workshops, for the group?
So we have for our SNMA chapter, we do have an Instagram. It's CMSRU_SNMA. And then for me and Amonte, we have a podcast called Black in Medicine. That one's Black and Medicine.
All right. So let's do this. When we finish this, I'm going to ask you guys to send me your bios and your headshots. So in that, list all the various ways that people can be in contact with you guys. But I like the one that you said your podcast is Black in Melanin, Black Doctors in Melanin?
In medicine.
And medicine. Well, melanin too. Okay. That's all right. That's all right. And so you just started that podcast?
It's been about a couple months now, maybe.
About 2-3 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we certainly want to post. We certainly want to post that, support that, and then I certainly want to. You'll text that to me because I certainly want to follow. I want to follow you guys on your podcast. And you have a Facebook page?
No, we don't have a Facebook page.
No, but you have Instagram.
Instagram, and our podcast is also on Spotify.
Okay. Yeah, I'm on YouTube and Spotify as well. You guys you got to get with the time with us old folks. Old folks. You got to have a Facebook page too for us old folks, right? Because I'm on Instagram, but I can't figure that out to save my soul. If I'll post something on it, I struggle to do that, right? If somebody gives a comment, I can see it in notifications that I know where to go to figure it out. But otherwise, I struggle to figure out how to post on on Instagram if I'm not posting it directly from Facebook, because now I can link. So whatever I post on Facebook, I can post. It goes on Instagram as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm learning, brother. The old dude, I may need some brain surgery. Like, what is going on in Kevin's brain that he can't figure this shit out? Oh man, this is wonderful, fellas. So listen, I need some parting motivational words that's going to take our brothers and sisters over to the top. Talk to me, fellas.
I'll just say, and again, we've kind of said it before. Monte has said it. Listen, anything you put your mind to, anything that you feel as though, again, is God destined, I don't like plan B, C, all that. Plan A, if that's what's in your heart, if that's what you love, go for that. And then again, whenever you do go for that, always try and reach back. Because again, there's kid, you never know who's looking up to you. Again, that little kid down the block, see you doing whatever you do, whether it be, again, sports, it be, learning, academic, career-wise, somebody's always watching. You would want to be that good, role model that they're watching. So, and not even just being a role model, but making that effort to reach back, because you don't want to get to the top and then forget where you came from.
Yes.
So always back, always being that good role model, and put whatever you got your heart in, just go for that.
And so, who are your mentors now that you're in this phase of the game?
So again, there's some faculty that we have here at Cooper. There's two Black doctors that we have. One's a Black OBGYN, and one's just like a doctor of education. But those two have been like very, very big mentors for us, always making sure that we're in the right path.
Yes. Wow, that's one I have not heard of. A Black OBGYN.
Oh yeah. And that's big. We need a lot more Black OBGYNs.
Yeah.
Black deaths is crazy. Too high.
Now, what are some of the and I'm going to mess this up. What are some of the doctor positions that we are lacking in?
I would say everything. Honestly, but I would say definitely OBGYN, because of the fact, and I think New Jersey is like 9 times the national average of Black mothers who die giving birth. So
in Jersey,
I think, if I'm not mistaken, the last time I checked, the statistic is New Jersey is 9 times the national average.
Wow.
So, and there was always, and we've kind of heard this through, like, we've had like race and medicine talks, but in the past, like, physicians that actually believe that Black people didn't experience pain the same that white people have. So when you have that does
wait, hold it. You're telling me that there were physicians out there that said that Black folks didn't experience pain the same way that white folks did?
And the history of medical school is like, I want to say probably upwards of 30 years ago. Like, that's what would be taught in medical schools, that people of different races don't experience pain the same. So when you have those older physicians who were taught that way, and they don't get, they don't unlearn that stereotype that caused a lot of, like, if a Black mother is giving birth through and has a lot of pain, they're supposed to feel that, it's fine. It's really not fine. So having somebody that knows, again, one, that's wrong. People experience pain. That's not on a racial dichotomy. That's on a person to person, and you have to take what their pain is at face value. But having somebody that looks like you and that understands your struggle definitely goes a long way of, like, all right, like, let me understand and let me not think that they're lying when they say that they're in pain. So OBGYN, I definitely feel like it's a big one.
Okay.
Primary care is definitely a big one. Again, you don't see many, like, family or internal or pediatric Black doctors. And then surgeries, anything, everything.
Wow.
We're not too many Black people.
Now, I got a funny one for you. I used to admire Ben Carson. That was my dude. He couldn't do no wrong. And then when he took that job, or first of all, when he ran for president, and then he didn't make it, but then he took the job to be the secretary for urban planning, whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm.
I said, man, you done lost your mind, literally. Because at one time he was considered in the black community one of the smartest men around, top-notch brain surgeon.
Mm-hmm.
But the stuff that he was doing under that, like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So, and that, I thank God we don't, man. So fellas, listen, stay in the medical career. Don't do anything political. Oh man, this has been wonderful. Okay. Any final thoughts, man, before I cheerlead for you guys some more? Any final thoughts?
No, I don't think so. We don't think so.
Okay. Brothers, I am so excited. You guys have my contact information. The platform is always open for you. If we can do some joint ventures, if we can collaborate, please don't hesitate, man, because my platform is devoted to teaching the entrepreneurial spirit, right? So that once you're passionate about something, we're going to show you how to take that passion and turn it into a business. So I can see us collaborating, but I am so excited. I'm going to keep in touch with you guys just to cheer for you. Oh my God, man, it's exciting. I'm going to be the dude when you guys graduate from med school, cigars and tequila. I'm going to be right there in the front row, and I may be with the podcast equipment, right? Gentlemen, continued blessings, much success, man. I'm praying over you. I'm believing in you guys. I'm thanking you guys, man. The community needs you, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. So listen, let's talk and text. Let's stay connected. We'll talk to you soon.
Definitely.
Thank you, man.
All right, take care.
Yep, bye-bye.
That concludes another episode of the Entrepreneurial Enclave with Kevin Wortham, the podcast that focuses on building, maintaining, pivoting, planning, and investing in you, the entrepreneur. We hope you found this episode informative and enlightening. If you have any questions or comments about any of our episodes, please call 609-731-9311 or email kevin@minding-our-business.com. We look forward to joining us for our next one. Until next time.